Hello everyone. So now let's move ahead with the question number 6. The question number 6, we have that box of x obviously is standing for the greatest integer function. And definitely if we look at this particular value, so if I look at this particular thing, this is nothing but what? 0.5 plus 0.001, which is obviously approximately 0.5001, right? So 0.501 will obviously the box will become 0. For the next value, what will happen? Box of half plus 2 by 1000. So this also will be 0. Next value also will be 0, and it will be 0 throughout 499 by 1000, right? Because this will be what? Box of 0.5 plus 0.499, which is going to be obviously lesser than 1, so its box will be 0. Now it will attain the value of 1 for the first time at box of half plus 500 by 1000, right? Because this will become 1 for the first time. Okay, next, after this again it will be having the value of 1 only, because it is going to be slightly more than 1, and so on. This thing will be continued till half plus 999 by 1000, which is obviously be going to be somewhere around 1.5, so its box will also be simply 1. Now if you just see here, this will be 1, this will be 1, and so on. It will be added 1. How many times will it be added? We are going from 500 till 999. That is obviously 500 numbers. A lot of people misconfuse it and they actually tick the option B, but obviously that is wrong, because 500 to 999, we have how many numbers? 500 numbers. So therefore 500 times 1 will be written, so therefore the answer is 500, my dear friends. Okay, so this is a very basic problem on greatest integer, and obviously this plays a really important role in functions and calculus, and therefore we have to actually discuss many problems on this particular thing, and going forward you will see that we'll discuss a lot of problems on this particular thing. Let's go ahead guys in the next problem. So this is also a very interesting problem on box of x and fractional part of x. So here the question is, they have asked us the sum of the solutions. So nowadays JEE plays very smartly with the questions regarding to x. What they don't give is, they don't give you the answer of the solution, because everyone can easily put in the option and get the answer. But the thing is, they have asked us the sum of the solution, so we have to solve it. So how to solve this question? So obviously we have box x, we have fraction part of x. So what we do is, we have three variables as of now. If you look at different types of functions, we have a linear function, we have a greatest integer function, and we also have a fractional part of x. Now what we do is, we simply convert this particular equation into two variables. So one is, I will write x as box of x plus fractional part of x. Now simply I'll substitute this value in this equation. So what I'll get is, I'll get 2 times of box of x plus fractional part of x, which will be simply 6 fractional part of x. Now you can see very well that I have framed an equation over here, which is nothing but 3 box of x is 5 fractional part of x. Now from here I will get fractional part of x is 3 by 5 box of x. Now this is a very good equation which we can easily analyze. So let's analyze this particular thing. So guys, if you look at this particular equation, we all know that box of x can't be negative, because if the box of x is negative, our fractional part of x will start coming negative, which is not a possibility, because we very well know that fractional part of x lies between 1 and 0, 0 included. So we have to think about a value of box of x such that this thing is also satisfied. So obviously box of x can't be negative, so that is not possible. So we'll start from 0. So first case we'll take as box of x as 0. So in that scenario, my fractional part of x will come as 3 by 5 into 0, which is nothing but 0 only. So if we substitute x and box of x as 0, fractional part of x and box of x as 0, we can get the x also, because we definitely know that box of x plus fractional part of x will give you the x. So x will come out as 0 plus 0, that is 0, which is one of the solution which anyone can guess from looking at this equation, which you already would have guessed it. But The next is we have to obviously identify the other solutions as well. So guys, if we go ahead and try to put box of x as 1, so what we will get in that scenario, if we put box of x as 1, we will get fractional part of x is equals to 3 by 5 into 1, which will give us 3 by 5. Now, this is 3 by 5. So my x will be what? Box of x plus fractional part of x, which will be nothing but 1 plus 3 by 5, which will give me 8 by 5. This is my next solution. So we have got two solutions as of now. And if for the next solution, I will put box of x as 2. If I put my box of x as 2, my dear friends, what I'll get fractional part of x as 3 by 5 into 2, which will give me 6 by 5, which is absolutely wrong. Because fractional part cannot go more than 1. So this box of x cannot achieve 2. So therefore, guys, we only have two solutions with us. And that is nothing but 0 and 8 by 5. So they have asked us the sum of the solutions. So 0 plus 8 by 5 will be nothing but 8 by 5, and that is our answer. That is 8 by 5 is the answer. Very good question, guys. Asked obviously in previous years, we have got a lot of questions like this. So obviously if you change the coefficients of x, box x and fractional part of x, different kinds of questions can be framed on this, and this becomes a really interesting problem. Okay, so without wasting time, let's move ahead with the next interesting problem, which also is comprising of box x and fractional part of x. So guys, here we obviously have a sine function. So guys who are there in 11th grade, obviously you would be knowing little bit about sin x, because in 10th we have already discussed and you already would have known that sin x always lies between 0 to 1, but actually it is between -1 to 1, because sin x can have negative values as well. Okay, so this thing I guess everyone knows, so we will take look into that. And obviously here I have got fractional part of x. Now guys, everyone knows that fractional part of x lies between 1 and 0. So here obviously it cannot achieve 0, because if this becomes 0, our denominator will be 0. So for this condition, we will obviously remove that equal to part. So we can say that fractional part of x will be obviously between 0 and 1. So this is actually our theta. So we can assume that fractional part of x is a theta. So we can say that that is sine theta, 1 by sine theta. Okay, so guys, can I say that my theta is going from 0 to 1, right? So if my theta is going from 0 to 1, what is this 1, guys? This 1 means radians. So we know that pi radians is 180 degrees. So 1 radian is actually 180 by pi. That comes out as approximately 57 degrees, which most of you would know. So actually the theta is ranging from, if you just analyze it roughly, that is ranging from 0 to 57 degrees. So sine theta will range from, sine 57 will be approximately root 3 by 2. I'm just taking the approximate value. That is root 3 by 2, which is approximately going to be 0.85, or if you just approximately take it 0.8 also, it is fine, not a problem, because we are just analyzing it. Now if I go through this particular question, so what am I getting? I am getting something like f of x as box of 1 by 0 to 0.8, right? So we are getting a box of something from 0 to 0.8. So how many numbers do we have from 0 to 0.8? Infinite numbers, right? If you look at that closely, so what will you get is that 1 by something can be either 1 by 0.1, or it can be 1 by 0.2, or it can be 1 by 0.01, 0.02, 0.03, and so on. So these can be any numbers, right? That can be any numbers. And obviously this whole thing, can I say that it will be always greater than 1, and any value can be possible, right? And 1 by 0.1, 1 by 0.2, 1 by 0.3, 1 by 0.4 till 1 by 0.8. So that will always fetch you a value which is more than 1. Here you can see it is 10, here you can see it is 5, here it is 100, here it is 50. So we are getting actually all kinds of numbers till infinity. Okay, but obviously we cannot achieve 1. We are starting from more than 1, right? Now the best part about this thing is, if you take the box of these numbers, so box of anything which is more than 1 will be what? It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, it can be 6, and so on. And obviously they have asked us the value of f of x, that is the range they are asking. So f of x is achieving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. That means f of x is actually achieving all natural numbers. F of x can be all naturals. That means, therefore, our range is natural. Fantastic question, guys. Very good concept used, and therefore range is, guys, all natural numbers. Okay, so it is very basic and standard problem which is asked over here, and we just have to use our logic, and that will be fetching us the answer as n. Okay guys, chalo, without wasting any time, let's discuss the last problem for the day. And this is, here we have, actually if you look at my promotional video of functions, there I have discussed one function similar to this, which is actually quadratic by quadratic. This is also quadratic by quadratic. So guys, whenever they have asking you the range of any function which is quadratic by quadratic, or you can say quadratic by quadratic, or you can say linear by quadratic, or you can say constant by quadratic. So this will always, you will have to apply one basic fundamental, that is f of x is here obviously x square upon x square plus 1. We have to equate it to y. Okay, now what happens after this is, if you equate it to y and you cross multiply this, so as soon as you cross multiply, you will be getting a quadratic in x, right? We will get x square is equals to y x square plus y. Therefore we will get x square into y minus 1 plus y is equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation. If you compare with ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0, you can obviously estimate your a as y minus 1, and you can also estimate your b as 0, and c is nothing but as y. So guys, the best part about this thing is, always you will get the domain as real, right? Here obviously the domain is real, obviously the denominator can never be 0, right? Obviously it can be 0 at iota, right, or minus iota, but that is an imaginary value, and obviously we cannot assume those things. So we are obviously looking at real numbers. So if you're talking about real numbers, so we can obviously, why we can say that x belongs to real. So guys, when x is belonging to real numbers, that means we have real roots. So when do you have real roots of a quadratic equation? 10th grade stuff. Your discriminant has to be greater than or equal to 0. So simply here, if you apply b square minus 4ac greater than or equal to 0, you will get 0 square minus 4ac, that is y minus 1, into y greater than or equal to 0. So this minus 4 will come down, the inequality will change. Obviously guys, we have to use the basic mathematics again and again, and that's why we are doing this chapter initially, because we won't face any problems in these things. So guys, if I see this thing over here, so I will get y minus 1 into y is actually less than or equal to 0, and we have studied the wavy curve properly, and then obviously we can say that the critical points are 0 and 1 respect. It will be plus minus plus. So here we will get less than or equal to 0, we'll get y belongs to closed 0 to closed 1. So guys, there's a slight problem over here, that we have an option like close 0 and open 1. Obviously in the exam we'll tick it and go ahead, but actually we need to understand the logic behind it, that obviously 1 cannot be possible. Why is that? Because we have assumed a quadratic equation, my dear friends, over here, and obviously whenever you assume a quadratic, you have to mention that a cannot be 0, right? That is a very tricky thing over here. So obviously your y, that a cannot be 0, that means your y minus 1 can't be 0, implies y can't be 1. Okay, so from this condition we will actually reiterate it, and obviously we will modify this particular thing, and we'll get y belongs to close 0 to 1 as the final answer. Okay guys, clear? Very good question. And again, these kind of questions are asked infinite times in mains. Okay, so guys, don't think that these things are not important. Basic mathematics plays a really important role in order to just guide our journey towards JEE. So guys, these things will be effectively used throughout this session, and please guys, please subscribe to the channel, share this video to all of your friends, and we will be coming up with a lot of interesting problems, and definitely from next class onwards we are going to start sketching of graph also, guys. So do download the app in the from the Unacademy, from the Play Store, Unacademy. And obviously guys, you can go there and click on the if you take the AJ Live thing, definitely you'll be getting huge discount. And just you have to click on the bell icon, and that will be definitely helping us in our journey. And obviously we are there for you guys. Please subscribe to Unacademy J English channel. Take the plus subscription using my code AJ Live. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye bye. See you in the next class.